Hey, everybody. I'm here with my friend, Dr. Mariza Snyder. I had her on a couple weeks ago to introduce her book and what's going on in that book. But we're coming back today to actually give you some tips from the book, which is even better. The book is coming out tomorrow, right, Mariza?
That is right. Tomorrow is the day.
That's awesome. Congratulations. You got your little book in the background. Awesome. So I know the audience you work with the most is pretty much the same audience I work with the most. It's women, usually, around the 40s, 50s, 60s, dealing with hormonal changes. So I kind of wanted to focus today on essential oil and hacks for them. Including me. I'm also in that age group. We're all going through it. So yeah, we're gonna, rather than focus on like conditions like PCOS or endometriosis, we're gonna just kind of focus on those common symptoms that so many women have: brain fog, fatigue, food cravings. Want to add any of that list?
Yeah, instant energy. So fatigue, brain fog, mood, anxiety, depression, mood swings. You feel, all of a sudden out of nowhere, you're just like, I feel really triggered. Like, how can we manage that? Even libido, if you're wondering where it went, like, where's Waldo? Where did my libido go? We can help get that back too. And also, so often I hear from women is, I just don't even have an interest. I have no interest. Like, I don't know where it went, but I don't even desire it anymore. How do we create desire and interest for our libido? So any of those things we can talk about. Supporting the liver. I could just go on and on. So
Okay.
hot flashes.
Yeah. Maybe we'll keep hot flashes in. But let's start with the brain fog and the fatigue. Those are kind of usually go hand in hand. Women feel like they're dragging around and they can't think clearly. So let's go oil heavy this time, Mariza. Like, what are your oils for that?
Absolutely. So let's start with instant energy because it is a Monday. And I have a feeling, I don't know, maybe some people, I was talking to our dear friend Teresa today, and I was like, girl, Mondays. And she's like, I love Mondays. And I was like, you're a unicorn. Mondays always, I feel like no matter what I do, I'll be honest with you, no matter how much I prep for Mondays, I feel like Mondays always throw a curveball at me. Like, someone's always, I don't know. I feel like Mondays are the day that everyone just like hits you with everything. Like, everyone's got a need. And so instant energy, I think, is so important, making sure that you're really on your game. So I have a blend that's so simple, and it can be as easy as making it into a roller, or you can already just have it in a little bottle like this, like a little bottle like this. And it's just 1 drop of wild orange and 1 drop of peppermint. Now, individually, those oils are profound. They're powerful. But when you pair them together, it's a match made in energetic heaven is really what it is. And so what's going on there is the citrus oils, grapefruit, wild orange, lemon, tangerine, they all boost serotonin levels. They all boost happy neurotransmitters. And I know that so many of us want to experience that. They're also, citrus oils are literally energizer bunnies. And then we've got peppermint. Peppermint oxygenates the lungs, brings more oxygen to the lungs, and that oxygen can go straight to the brain. We know that with more oxygen, we have more mitochondrial firing at all cylinders, and we can get more energy that way. So we're harnessing these 2 oils together to create this instant energy blend. You know what's been so fun about this particular blend is I've shared it with over 500,000 women at least now. And every time I am with someone in person, like you and me together, and I give them this blend for the first time, the reaction is, whoa, what was that? I was like, oh girl, that was you getting energy you didn't think you had. That's what that is.
I love how it's so simple. It's so just like 1 drop of 2 things. And that's so profound. Like, people kind of worry, I think, that essential oils are so complicated. I know, if you're just going to use 2 drops of something, make sure they're really pure. And you and I both love doTERRA oils for that consistency and that purity and that just reliability. so you don't waste your money on a bottle of oil. Okay, so I'm going to put all this in the notes later, by the way. So what's next? How about brain fog?
And note also that what's so great about oils is they're not only adaptogenic, so they're going to really meet your needs, because you know your body's making decisions. Whether you like it or not, your body's deciding things for you. Your hormones are deciding things for you. And oils are a really great way of creating balance in that communication process. But the thing about oils is that they're also, besides being adaptogenic and giving you what you need, you don't develop a resistance to them. So this instant energy blend that I'm talking about, or this brain fog be gone blend that I'm about to drop on you, you can use them every day throughout the day. And guess what? They're always going to work. That you cannot say that about all medications. You cannot say that about a lot of things. And that's why I love oil so much. You need your brain to be firing up again. You need to be thinking like working memory, alert, focus, concentration. Guess what? Oils are the fastest and most effective way to get that firing again, to get your brain back in the direction that you want it to go. So I have a brain fog be gone blend. I'm just pulling it up from my Instagram account. You can see it's right here. I have this cute little picture of it. And my brain fog be gone blend contains a little bit more than wild orange and peppermint, although it does contain wild orange and peppermint.
Okay.
One of the things that really matters to me when I create blends is, one, we're using powerful chemistry that I know elicits powerful biochemical changes in the body. That's one thing that matters. Number two, is it better smell good? Because nobody wants to smell something that they don't like. So those are two things that matter to me. One, the scientist in me comes out, but also the woman in me comes out, and I don't want to breathe anything I don't like. So I'm very mindful of my blends smelling delicious. So just a heads up if you're wondering that.
In case you thought it was going to be nasty.
Yeah, it's not going to be nasty. And I'll be honest with you, I also don't like patchouli. I'm so sorry. I'm not in that camp. So you're not going to see a lot of my blends with patchouli in them. I'm not that oil girl. I'm just not.
I can see it. I'm looking at you right now and I can tell.
Oh, you mean like my big fluffy? Yeah, no, this is not a girl who wears patchouli.
You have
right?
dreadlocks, yeah. I actually don't mind that smell, but it's so strong, and I think so many people dislike it that I'm like, I don't know if I need to go there. But I did just get that sandalwood you advised me,
sandalwood,
which is similar, muskiness, but it's not overpowering, and that's really cool.
And I will say, although patchouli is not my flavor, there's a lot of oils that can do what patchouli do. Patchouli is one of the most powerful cortisol supporting and cortisol it will literally reset cortisol levels. So for my patchouli lovers out there, girl, go get it. Okay. Go get it. I love it. That oil is profound. It's just not for me.
Okay.
Luckily, a lot of oils do the same thing. Okay, so brain fog be gone.
Wild orange, peppermint. What else?
Mm-hmm. So 8 drops of, I'm going to give you exact recipe. Okay, 8 drops of wild orange, 7 drops of bergamot, because bergamot is really profound, specifically for working memory and the limbic system. 5 drops of rosemary. Now, rosemary is the secret sauce, the secret ingredient to this recipe. It is what boosts acetylcholine levels in the brain. It's what helps to fire mitochondrial levels or mitochondria function in the brain. We know that by sniffing or breathing in rosemary oil, you can boost working memory by 75%. And this has been done in double-blind studies. I mean, it's research from people with Alzheimer's and Parkinson's to children in schools. They've looked at all age groups. They've looked at all different conditions, and rosemary continues to do what it's supposed to do every time in all of those groups. So 5 drops of rosemary, because let me tell you, a little goes a long way. You really only need 5 drops.
I love rosemary. You know that.
I know you do. I know you do. Rosemary is amazing. It's an amazing essential oil. I know I'm not going to go into all of that right now. 5 drops of peppermint, because I told you peppermint was in here, and 3 drops of frankincense, because frankincense actually helps to establish neural pathways and neuroplasticity. So it's repairing neural pathways that could be impairing memory and alertness. And you just add them all in, top it off with fractionated coconut oil or grapeseed oil or almond oil, whatever you prefer. And then how I do it, I got a lot of hair, but how I do it is I roll it all back on my neck. I roll it behind my ears right here. And I also roll it on my palm. Now, this is actually my Superwoman blend that I'm playing with right now. I love me my Superwoman blends. Anytime I can breathe in, I will do it. And you're just literally breathing it in. Those powerful chemical constituents, all those compounds are going to go straight into the limbic system, cross through the blood-brain barrier, and begin to turn on that working memory like that. I mean, we're talking about seconds of powerful elicited changes in the brain.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I love that formula. So you're talking like could be, what size bottle would you suggest?
I normally do a 10 mil for that size. And it's a pretty decent concentration. We're looking at about 20 to 25% concentration in the blend. If you feel like you need a little extra rosemary, or maybe you need a little extra peppermint, I personally love the peppermint kick. I love the tingling. I love all of that. So I tend to add more peppermint oil than the average person, because peppermint is my jam. So, and peppermint is also, it's a astringent, so it drives the other oils deeper into the tissue. So if you want to do 10 drops of peppermint, go get it. Just figure out, that's the basic recipe, but by all means, feel free to play with it. Feel free to do your own thing. These oils, as powerful as they are really quite safe. And I want people to feel really confident experimenting with them and playing with them and making their own blends out of them. I hope that when you check out my recipes in the book, that you're like, ooh, well, I don't really like jasmine, which, how dare you? But I'm just kidding. Maybe you like neroli instead, or maybe you like magnolia. You're like, oh, let me try magnolia in here instead. Jasmine and magnolia are very similar in properties. And so you could absolutely switch out a jasmine for magnolia. Or maybe you don't love patchouli. You could do sandalwood or vetiver. So there's a lot you can do.
I know if someone's a beginner, they might be like, wait a second, this is like a lot of information. But, the thing is, like, please don't go overwhelmed, and know that, like, if you slowly get into essential oils, like, it's so fun. It's so much creativity and so fun. And frankly, that's like what's missing in a lot of our lives. So we're like, oh no, don't overwhelm me. But once you get some more oils, and you can do that little by little, or you can do it all at once, you do start to figure out which ones you like for what. And making these things is like really easy. So, maybe just start with like the wild orange and peppermint we talked about today. I think we've given our viewers a taste, Mariza, of like your depth of knowledge, like the recipes. It's so great. So I think we should just stop with those two and just talk a little bit more about your book.
Yeah, sure. I'd love to. Well, I want to talk a little bit about what I would love to talk about, my intention and why I created it. So much went into this book, 15 years of expertise and research, 10 years of hormone struggles and pain, and not understanding that our healing journey can really be predicated and punctuated with joy and healing, like wonderful healing experiences. So my biochemistry came into play. My practitioner hat came into play. My experiences working with women, my experiences for myself. And so what you're going to find with this book is, one, you're going to get this aha moment and this clarity about, oh my gosh, now I get what's happening with my body. Oh my goodness, this practitioner, this Mariza girl, she gets where I'm coming from. She understands a little bit about, and I want you to be like, is she here? Is she looking at me? Is she talking to me? Like, it's how much I really wanted to connect. Then, if you've never used oils before, but you have heard about them, your friend told you about them, and you are tired of the information that you're getting at the doctor's office, and you want something more natural, I have a whole chapter on how to use the oils, the 101, because the last thing I want you to do is feel overwhelmed by the book. Then in part 2, it's all about getting to the critical concerns. The insomnia, the libido, the digestive concerns, the hormone-driven weight resistance, the toxic load that we're dealing with. That's why Bridgit and I are like sisters from another mother. That we've been through this together. We know what it's been like. I'm so grateful that she's out there providing her brilliance and her expertise on these topics, because so much of this modern world has such a profound, negatively crazy impact on our bodies. So all of that's addressed inside part 2. And then part 2 is the full-on plan. It is It's the whole kit and caboodle. You want the full rundown. You want to create a game plan. It's almost 100 pages devoted literally to walking you through creating that hormone balance that you're looking for. So that's the book in a nutshell. I feel like no matter what journey you're on, or no matter what you're looking for in terms of your own health, there is something for you. If it's just you want an instant energy hack, or you want a bedtime ritual, or maybe you want to boost your libido, or you want to make over your cleaning cabinet, it's all there. It's all in the book.
Nice. I want to give a little like personal experience with the book, because you had me read it earlier. I said this on the last one. I'm like, I wish I wrote this book. This book is so good. And I really want to speak to my audience. My audience is nerds. My audience is people who know a lot about health. Yeah, this is a great book if you really want to go deep into understanding health and the body, because there's a lot of tidbits on there on how the liver works, how the cycle works. So whether you think like, oh, I already know a lot about nutrition, or I already know some things about hormones, like you don't know it at this depth, and you don't know how to insert essential oils into the equation like Mariza does. Like nobody does. So, I think it's a great reference book that everyone should have.
Thank you so much, honey. I thank you. I mean it thank you from the bottom of my heart. I know that your audience, you guys are well researched, you're well versed. I still feel like it's really going to serve you. And you know what, even Bridget and I, we're very well researched. We're very well versed. I read hundreds of articles for this book, and even still, this girl needs some help. I need my instant energy blend. I need my brain fog be gone blend. I need my lavender and bergamot to break up the stress cycle. And, even as much as we do know about our hormones and we may have an understanding, we still need tools, right? We still need to be doing the things on a day-to-day